All right, let's dive into the big buzz around the Golden State Warriors this offseason. Because it's clear they're looking to add a specific type of player. Someone who can bring size, shooting, wing versatility, and solid defense all in. One package. And now, the spotlight is shining on Michael Porter Jr., the Denver Nuggets forward, who seems to tick all those boxes. The big question on everyone's mind is, how do the Warriors actually bring him on board? Is it through free agency, a trade, or a mix of both? And what would that even look like financially? Let's break it down together. First off, Michael Porter Jr. recently signed a massive extension with the Nuggets. 5 years, $180 million. He's entering the next season owed about $38 million, with that number rising to around $40 million in the final year of his contract. At 26 years old, he's still young and arguably has a few prime years ahead. When he came out of college, there were concerns about his back injuries and whether he could make it big in the NBA. But looking at his contract and what he's achieved, it's obvious the Nuggets believe in him. He's even got a championship, a ring, and has established himself as basically their third best player behind Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Denver, like Golden State, stumbled in the conference semifinals this past season and made a coaching change by parting ways with Mike Malone. Now the Nuggets face a crossroads. Do they rebuild around Jokic and keep Porter Jr.? Or are they open to trading him if he no longer fits their plans? If the Warriors want to acquire him, they'll need to figure out how to match that big salary, which is no small feat. Porter Jr. is exactly the kind of wing player the Warriors crave. He stands 6 feet 10 inches tall and weighs around 218 pounds. He plays small forward, but has the versatility to guard multiple positions, including 2, 3, and even 4 on occasion. He can stretch the floor with his shooting and isn't shy about mixing it up inside. While he might not be a bruising post presence, he's tough enough and athletic enough to hold his own. Given the Warriors' current roster, adding a player of his size and skill set would be huge. His health over the last couple of seasons has been encouraging. In 21 to 22, he played 62 games, followed by 81 games, and then 77 games this past season. That's remarkable durability for a player with his injury history. He posted a career-high average of 18.2 points per game and played his highest minutes per game ever. Impressively, he even battled through a shoulder injury in the playoffs. Looking at his shooting, this is where it really gets exciting. His free throw percentage has dipped a bit below his career norm, but when it comes to three-pointers, he's shooting close to 40% for 2 straight seasons. Almost unheard of consistency at that volume. His field goal percentage sits around 50%, which tells you he's efficient and effective. He contributes around 2 assists and 7 rebounds per game, adding value in multiple facets. He's also been taking roughly 1,000 shots each season recently, maintaining solid scoring and efficiency metrics. So the real challenge here isn't if he's a good fit, because clearly he is, but rather how Golden State could structure a deal to make the numbers work. The Warriors aren't giving up Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, or Draymond Green, so those options are off the table. The Nuggets wouldn't consider trading Porter Jr. for Draymond, especially given Jokic and Draymond occupies similar positions. Other players like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga recently signed longer-term deals, making them less likely to be included in a trade package. Then there's Brandon Payton and Trace Jackson-Davis, but neither seems like a prime candidate for this kind of move. What that leaves the Warriors with is a shortage of trade assets to match Porter Jr.'s salary. Their payroll doesn't have enough matching contracts without sending out some first-round draft picks or other valuable assets. This gets complicated, especially considering the Warriors want to keep their core intact. They might need to bring in free agents first to create salary flexibility or package lesser contracts. But it's a tricky balancing act given the salary cap and luxury tax restrictions. Running through trade scenarios with salary matching tools shows that the Warriors can't simply swap current players for Porter Jr. without some creative moves. The team would have to move out a combination of players and picks and potentially absorb contracts coming back in through free agency signings. The Nuggets are likely looking for a significant return if they're going to part ways with a player of Porter Jr.'s caliber and contract size. In short, bringing Michael Porter Jr. to Golden State won't be a simple plug and play. It involves intricate salary cap maneuvering, potential sign and trade deals, and shuffling the roster pieces carefully. But if the Warriors are serious about reloading their championship window with a versatile wing who can defend, shoot, and contribute across the board, this move makes a lot of sense, assuming the financials and roster construction can be worked out. What's certain is that the Warriors front office has its work cut out for them, balancing the desire for an impact player like Porter Jr. with the constraints of their current roster and salary structure. The trade machine simulations indicate it's a puzzle that won't be solved without additional roster moves, including bringing in free agents to balance salaries and maintain depth. It's a high-stakes game of chess, and the next few months will reveal whether Golden State can pull it off. This pursuit highlights how much the team values versatility in a wing player, someone who can stretch the floor, defend multiple positions, and add toughness to their lineup. Porter Jr. fits the bill, and his steady improvement and recent health make him a compelling target. Now the question turns to the front office's ability to execute a deal that brings him into the Warriors mix while preserving the core that's brought so much success. The stakes are high, because adding Porter Jr. could elevate the Warriors from contenders to favorites in the Western Conference, offering a unique blend of size and shooting that few teams can match. It's a move that would redefine their wing rotation and potentially shift the balance of power. Yet it's not just about landing Porter Jr. It's about fitting him into a roster already loaded with stars and ensuring the team remains flexible and competitive. The financial logistics are complex, and the Warriors must navigate salary cap rules, tax implications, and roster limits to make it happen. This offseason will be fascinating to watch as the Warriors explore all avenues to upgrade, weighing the risks and rewards of pursuing a high-profile trade like this. Michael Porter Jr. represents a tantalizing opportunity, but turning it into reality will require creativity, patience, and savvy moves from Golden State's front office. That's the deep dive into why Porter Jr. is on the Warriors' radar and a massive challenge of making this deal work. Now the story continues as we see what kind of offers, signings, and trades Golden State will pursue in the coming weeks to chase this game-changing wing. Picking up where we left off, the complexity of acquiring Michael Porter Jr. by the Warriors goes far beyond just agreeing on a price or swapping players. The NBA's salary cap rules and roster regulations create a puzzle that demands strategic planning and precise timing. The Warriors face the challenge of matching salaries while maintaining the core of their team. That means no moving Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, or Draymond Green. These three are untouchable pillars, which severely limits the flexibility in trade negotiations. When we consider the financials, Porter Jr.'s contract demands roughly $38 to $40 million per year for the next 2 seasons. To match that salary, the Warriors would need to send out a combination of players and potentially draft picks to the Nuggets. However, the Warriors don't have many high-value contracts left that fit this profile. Younger players like Jonathan, Kuminga, and Moses Moody are not only signed long-term, but are also seen as part of the team's future. Brandon Payton and Trace Jackson-Davis, while on the roster, don't have the salary heft to balance this deal on their own. This puts the Warriors in a position where they may need to include first-round draft picks or protected picks to make the trade appealing to Denver. But giving up valuable draft capital comes with risks, especially as the Warriors are already managing an aging core and looking to maintain competitiveness for the coming years. Trading away picks could hamper their ability to infuse young talent into the roster down the line. The salary cap space is another massive hurdle. The Warriors are operating near the luxury tax threshold, meaning any large addition must be carefully calculated to avoid astronomical tax penalties. The luxury tax apron limits the maximum salary they can take back in a trade, which further restricts their options. Without clearing enough salary through trades or free agency, absorbing Porter Jr.'s contract isn't feasible under the current financial structure. One potential route to create space is through free agency, where the Warriors could sign players on shorter or minimum contracts and then include them in a trade package. This sign and trade strategy is common when trying to match large salaries, but requires all the moving parts to align perfectly. The Warriors would need to identify free agents who are willing to join temporarily and whose contracts fit neatly into the cap calculations. Furthermore, the Warriors have to consider roster composition after such a trade. Trading away multiple players or picks to get Porter Jr. could leave their bench depleted or limit positional depth. Given the physical toll of an NBA season, maintaining a balanced roster with capable backups is crucial. Losing too many pieces could backfire during the grind of a long campaign. Another layer is the Nuggets' perspective. Denver just lost their head coach and are contemplating a possible retool around Nikola Jokic. They may want to keep Porter Jr. if they see him as integral to their future, or trade him only if the return package significantly strengthens their roster or future prospects. Given Porter Jr.'s age, production, and contract, they are likely to demand a steep price. All of these factors combined mean the Warriors front office has a multifaceted challenge. They must negotiate with Denver, explore creative trade scenarios, manage their own cap space, and plan around their core roster's needs. This isn't a simple transaction, but a complicated, high-stakes maneuver that could shape the team's trajectory for years. Despite these hurdles, adding a player like Porter Jr. offers tantalizing upside. His blend of size, shooting ability, and defensive versatility fits Golden State's playing style. The Warriors have long thrived on having wings who can space the floor and guard multiple positions, and Porter Jr. brings those attributes with a proven track record. His improved durability over recent seasons is a critical factor too. Early in his career, injuries limited his playing time and raised doubts about his potential impact. But playing close to 80 games a season recently shows he can handle the physical demands. His ability to score efficiently, especially from beyond the arc, is exactly what the Warriors need to keep defenses honest. Looking ahead, the Warriors may also weigh how Porter Jr. fits alongside their stars on the court. He can slide into the small forward role, giving the team more options in rotations and lineups. This could allow them to rest key players more effectively during the regular season while maintaining offensive firepower. Moreover, Porter Jr.'s rebounding and defensive presence add value beyond just scoring. Golden State's defensive schemes require wings who can switch across multiple positions, and his size allows him to guard bigger forwards while still being quick enough to challenge guards. This kind of flexibility is invaluable in the modern NBA. While the hurdles are significant, the potential payoff makes the pursuit worthwhile. If Golden State can pull off the trade and integrate Porter Jr. successfully, they would add a dynamic weapon to an already formidable team. This could very well tip the scales in their favor as they look to chase another championship. As the offseason progresses, it will be fascinating to watch how the Warriors navigate these challenges. Will they pursue creative trade packages, sign free agents strategically to facilitate a deal, or explore alternative options if Porter Jr. proves unattainable? The next moves from Golden State's front office will reveal a lot about their ambitions and approach to roster building. At the heart of this process is a balancing act between immediate competitiveness and long-term sustainability. The Warriors want to maximize their window with their core stars while also preparing for the future. Bringing in a player like Porter Jr. could be a defining move in that strategy, if the pieces fall into place. In summary, Michael Porter Jr. is an intriguing target for the Warriors, embodying the type of versatile wing player they desperately need. His contract size and the NBA's financial rules make acquiring him a complex task, demanding ingenuity and calculated risk from Golden State. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the success or failure of this pursuit might shape the Warriors' fortunes for the next several seasons. While nothing is guaranteed, the Warriors' willingness to explore these difficult trade scenarios speaks volumes about their desire to remain at the top of the league. Michael Porter Jr. represents both a challenge and an opportunity, a rare talent whose arrival could usher in a new chapter of success in Golden State. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In what could be one of the most surprising moves of the NBA offseason, whispers are starting to emerge from the Bay Area, suggesting that the Golden State Warriors have confirmed interest in none other than Atlanta Hawks star guard Trae Young. While no official press release has been issued and details remain scarce, insiders close to the organization have hinted that Young's arrival might already be a done deal. or at the very least that talks have reached an advanced stage. If true, the addition of Trae Young would send shockwaves through the league. Known for his deep shooting range, flashy ball handling, and fearless offensive style, Young could potentially bring a new dynamic to a Warriors team looking to retool around its aging core. With Stephen Curry still playing at an elite level, some fans are already speculating whether this move signals a bold two-point guard system, or perhaps a succession plan for life after Curry. Sources suggest that conversations between the Warriors and the Hawks have been quietly ongoing for weeks. One league executive, speaking on condition of anonymity, noted that the Warriors have been very aggressive in exploring options to inject youth and playmaking into their roster. Trae Young, with his all-star pedigree and proven scoring ability, fits that mold perfectly. Still, questions linger. What would Golden State be giving up in return? Would this mean parting ways with Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, or even key young assets like Jonathan Kuminga? For now, nothing is set in stone, and both franchises remain tight-lipped. But the buzz is real and growing louder by the hour. Could this be the blockbuster that reshapes the Western Conference landscape? Warriors fans are holding their breath, and the rest of the league is watching closely. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.